Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Microtech Exocet. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. Alright, cool. Let's get into it. So here we have the Exocet from Microtech. If you don't know Microtech, they're mostly known for their out-the-front automatic knives, and they do a really good job at making out the front automatic knives. Their OTFs are, if not the best, some of the best on the market. They really are like the leader in OTF automatics. This is the Exocet. As you can see, we'll do a size comparison pretty soon, but as you can see, it is miniature. It's very small. This is California legal. 2-inch blade, or just under 2-inch blade. I think it's 1.99 or 1.98. And we have aluminum handles. One of my favorite colors, this kind of royal blue. Aluminum handles. The blade steel is 204P, which is essentially a M390 or 20CV, very similar. I feel like you don't see 204P as often as you see 20CV or M390, but it's basically the same composition, same steel. So tiny blade. This is double-edged. Came super sharp from Microtech. And as you can see, it is an OTF, really strong, even for a small knife, really strong, snappy, automatic action. As you can also see, the blade is Cerakoted black, which I think looks pretty damn cool with the blue. Also have a pocket clip, which is, I guess that's deep carry, right? Yeah, deep carry pocket clip. Let's get this knife back in there so I don't slice my finger. And it kind of doubles as a money clip, or that's how they advertise it. That's how they market it. I tried to use it as a money clip. It wasn't really my thing. I prefer to have like a little minimalist wallet in addition to a knife to carry, but if you want everything in the same package, you can go ahead and use this guy as a money clip. It's actually a really nice clip. There's good flexibility, and this thing just disappears in your pocket, which I think is really cool. A couple upsides that we'll get into pretty soon. One of them being the size, especially if you're in a place with any blade length restrictions or restrictions on automatic knives. This is the knife for you. So let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison, and get this set up right there. I'll go ahead and grab one of my favorite knives, one of the standards, Benchmade Mini Freak, and so you can see how small this guy is. Go ahead and grab a Spyderco Ladybug. So as you can see, the Exocet is pretty damn small. Go ahead and get my measuring tape. We know Benchmade Mini Freak, it's about a 3-inch blade. Yep, 3 inches. We've got about 7 inches overall. Let's see where the Exocet comes in. Yeah, just about 2 inches, just under 2 inches for the blade. Again, California legal. And we're at about let's say 5.5 overall length. Let's see where the Ladybug comes in at. About a 2-inch blade, and just a little over maybe 4 1/4. So the blade is small, it's double-edged, and I think that's actually a plus for this type of knife. If you've ever handled a ladybug, you know how tiny these guys are. I mean, it really fits in your hand. So for the Exocet, same deal. And I have, you know, hands that are on the smaller side. This really like fits in the palm of my hand. I think that's great. I think it's like a perfect little mini EDC knife if you can EDC automatics. So I'll get into a few of the upsides. Get my mini freak out of the way. Get the ladybug out of the way. A couple upsides. Number one, it's clearly really well made. Microtech knows what they're doing. They specialize in automatics, in OTFs. So you can just tell, just by holding it. I mean, you know this is a quality construction, quality knife. The aluminum is great. It's nice and light. It's not the lightest knife, but just in my hand, it will disappear in your pocket. Another upside is the clip. We got, you know, pretty much a deep carry clip. Yeah, if you can see. Yeah, I like that it's not too stiff. It's nice and flexible. If you wanted to put your cash or money or whatever else in here, like a money clip, you could. I think that's a cool upside. Also, another upside is the action. Really strong snap. I know some people don't like the double-edged because they like to, you know, kind of choke up with their finger and then slice. For me, I usually don't get past the handle. This is probably the most comfortable grip for me. But I can see how the double edge is kind of a turn off for people. But for me, it's an upside. I think that's really useful. But I haven't tried sharpening this guy yet, and I feel like it's going to be a real pain in the ass. But we'll see when that comes up. Now, another upside is the blade steel. Microtech usually, you know, rotates. What is this shit? Okay. Microtech usually varies their blade steel, and it's always a top-notch super steel. It's either 204P, sometimes they do LMAX, they kind of, or M390, sometimes they rotate through even on the same knife in the same year, same quarter of the year, same production run. They'll vary the blade steels. So sometimes you'll just get a kind of a random steel thrown in even on the same knife, same color combo. But again, that's a plus for me. 204P, excellent steel. I really like the black Cerakote, non-reflective, looks damn cool. The aesthetics, the looks are just, this is one of my favorite combos. Love this color blue, the black and the blue, can't be beat. Really attractive. Another upside is the warranty. Microtech has an awesome warranty. I won't get into it on this video, but if you have a Microtech knife, look it up, Google it. It's one of the top warranties, along with, you know, you got your Benchmade, Microtech, ProTech, all excellent warranties. Now let's get into a few of the downsides. There aren't that many, but the first one is the price. And this kind of goes along with all Microtechs. They're just damn expensive knives, and I think for good reason. Some people would argue that they're overpriced, but I don't know. I don't know if they're overpriced. They are expensive though. This is coming in at almost $300 for, you know, tiny little knife. Is it worth it? I think so, but it's just on that edge of, you know, if you're not specifically looking for a California legal, you know, small OTF, then I would not spend the $300 on this. For me, I think it's great. I think it's definitely worth the it's almost 300. I feel like it's like 275, something like that. So for me, it's worth it. But again, price could be, excuse me, price could be a downside. Another downside, which doesn't bother me that much, but I'm going to jump on the Nick Shabazz bandwagon here and comment on the little triangle, you know, the proprietary hardware here. So it's not Torx. I can't take it apart. I don't have the tool. Not that I would take apart an OTF, but if, you know, I would like to have the option. But again, I don't take apart all of my knives. It's not absolutely necessary for me. So possible downside there. And, oh yeah, also the action, it's smoothed out a little bit, but you saw me kind of misfired a little bit earlier in the video, and you really have to be deliberate, which that could be a good thing. I mean, you want to be deliberate, but even when you're on the thumb switch, even when you're on the thumb switch, you really have to get in there and push pretty hard. So could be a downside. It is smoothed out. It was particularly stiff when I first got it, and it's actually smoothed out just a little bit. Also, I have not oiled it. I have not done any maintenance on this knife, so I'm sure a few drops of lube would help the situation. Also, the last thing, I think the biggest downside is whatever this is. I guess this is a lanyard hole. I just don't get it. Microtech is known for, you know, on a lot of their knives, on the Ultratech, a lot of their knives have this really amazing glass breaker, and I feel like they make the best glass breaker on a knife, and I just feel like this is such a waste, because this is not a glass breaker. I'm sure you could break glass with it if you really tried, but it just seems like, I don't know, if anyone knows why or has an idea why they did not put a glass breaker on here, I'd really be curious to know what the reason is. If they put a glass breaker on here, I feel like this is the perfect, you know, tiny California legal OTF. But with a lanyard hole, I'm like, I don't know. Overall, really damn good knife. Really expensive, yes. California legal, yes. Quality materials, yes. But even that deployment, kind of like, you know, I have small hands but tough hands, and I was like really like kind of struggling. It's just a little hard to get a grip on. Maybe I'd like to see a little bit more jimping on the sides. You know, they have a little bit, but maybe all the way through. I don't know. I think that it's a solid knife, and I have not handled a mini Troodon, but I'd be curious to see how they compare. If anyone has both or has handled both, the Exocet and the mini Troodon, I'd be really curious to see or to hear how they measure up. So let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate the support, and I have actually a few really cool knives coming in the next week or two, so stay tuned. Thanks for listening. This has been Knife Standards.